Today is Sunday, February 3rd, 2019. Hello, and welcome to Weekly Astrology Notes for the week of February 4th through the 11th, 2019. Weekly summary. On the 4th, on Monday, we've got the new moon in Aquarius. Tuesday and Wednesday are pretty easygoing. There's some really nice aspects on Tuesday and none at all on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, the 7th, we've got a really big day with Sun sextile Jupiter and Mercury sextile Mars. A lot of positive energy on that day. It's going to be very active, but note the moon is going to be void of course until mid-afternoon, until the next morning. And then on Saturday, the 9th, we've got a really exciting day with Mercury sextile Uranus. So it looks like some really beneficial aspects this week, no challenging aspects, and a really wonderful new moon to give us a start of the new monthly cycle. So let's start with the new moon at 15 degrees, 45 minutes of Aquarius. And that'll be in the early afternoon on Monday. So it's the start of the new monthly cycle. So typically we're very creative, a time when we desire to start new projects. Creative energy is really at a high point for the month because the Sun conjunct Moon is the most powerful aspect in astrology. During this time, inhibitions subside and we're more easygoing and we can put the past behind us. In Aquarius, so this is the month for self-improvement and dynamic self-expression. You know, Uranus and Aquarius, they're concerned with our process of evolution, getting a lot smarter, becoming more dynamic, becoming responsible for yourself and independent in your own ways. So it has a lot of very positive connotations to it. We seek ways to improve our lives. You might want to express yourself in new and exciting ways, maybe surprising ways that you haven't done in the past. It's a time to release burdens from the past and move on to better circumstances. A very lucky month when we desire to obtain universal knowledge, and that's Aquarius. So we're going to be a lot smarter this month. Okay, we feel more independent and intelligent. We desire to evolve, take the next step in your process of evolution in this life. Things you do this month may seem quite revolutionary to you, but not the kind that causes upset or chaos. More the kind that helps you overcome a stagnant situation and move on to better circumstances. It's more like a burden is suddenly lifted, and this gives you the opportunity to pursue new goals. Things that you already had in mind but couldn't do because there was too much resistance to overcome, or maybe you just were not aware of your options. Aquarius has us thinking independently, and we become more aware of ways or solutions to solve old problems. We're more ambitious, and we're not constrained by tradition or pessimism. This month, you feel like you have more options than before and more intelligence to use this time to your advantage. Because after all, Aquarius says, I know, and it's considered the smartest sign in the zodiac. In addition, we've got this conjunction to Mercury. You'll see here at 19, almost 20 degrees of Aquarius. It's still very close, less than 5 degrees away, so it's definitely a close aspect. So this month with Mercury, we'll get even greater intelligence and good communication skills. We can think in the abstract and understand things that we normally can't. Display expert thinking. And that's because Mercury is exalted in Aquarius. You become very astute. And all of that very high-mindedness, that intelligence, is going to be part of this new moon. So astute, innovative, clever, curious, inquisitive, a sharp mind. We can see patterns in the environment and connect the dots. Able to break through limited beliefs and ideas. Because after all, Mercury is our ideas, and Aquarius has us breaking down those limited and rigid belief systems. So it's very liberating. thinking on a group level, not so self-absorbed, able to share your ideas with others, uh, discuss things in the abstract. And I should also say, bring things out into the open, because Aquarius always likes to bring things out into the open. It's a light bearer. And also, we're going to be more interested in esoteric topics. We're very community oriented, seek to become part of the community where you can exchange ideas. And the Mercury sextile Mars has us moving in a new direction, along with the Mars trine Jupiter, makes us ready to put our big plans into action. So we've got a lot of energy to go along with this increased intelligence. And to top it all off, the new moon at 15 Aquarius sextiles Jupiter at 18 Sagittarius. And that brings a lot of dynamic self-expression. You desire to express yourself in ways you never have before. That's very exciting. It adds so much benefit to whatever creative endeavor you pursue this month. I mean, just the fact alone that the new moon is sextiling Jupiter really adds a lot of positive energy to whatever creative endeavors you have in mind. So this month, with the sextile to Jupiter as well, we've also got this Saturn sextile Neptune aspect still very strongly at the new moon. It gives us the opportunity to earn money pursuing spiritual goals, because that's Neptune, spirituality. And Jupiter is religion. So it really does give us an opportunity to earn some money doing what we feel is our destiny, or really serving the greater good. Jupiter opens the doors and enables you to find a group of people that share the same philosophy as you. Jupiter rules religion, and it loves to swing the doors of the church wide open, so to speak, and let everybody in. So there's just this real opening of consciousness now that allows you to do things that you couldn't do in the past. Stretch in ways you haven't done before. You can learn new things, even move your body in new ways. And that's because this sextile from Sagittarius to Aquarius, as I've said many times in the past, is the perfect set of aspects for yoga. Seriously, you should seek to engage yourself in any new activity where the focus is self-improvement and dynamic self-expression. Move your body in new ways. Think in new ways. Think beyond the boundaries of the ways you've thought in the past. And like I said, this self-improvement is a real big part of it, because you need to evolve this month and move on to better circumstances. So it's a good time to join a club or organization. Work with others towards a common goal of improving society. And there's going to be ample opportunities to make new friends and associates. That too is Aquarius. So I would say seek social activities as much as possible, and just different ways to improve yourself and express yourself in new ways. Just a wonderful set of aspects to go along with our new moon. So enjoy that. Okay, for the moon aspects, in the evening we've got the moon sextile Jupiter. Benefits come from helping others. And once again, good time for yoga, more able to stretch. Brings a pleasant disposition as inhibitions subside, desire to be in a crowd. There may be opportunities to meet new people, make new friends, maybe an important social or professional connection. So it's a great time for all social endeavors, because folks are really open-minded and idealistic. And actually, that was a word I should have talked about more with the new moon. Both Aquarius and Sagittarius are very idealistic, and with this Jupiter sextile, the new moon in Aquarius, we're going to be that way very much this month. Lots of bright ideas, as well as a good time for business. And then late in the evening, we've got the moon conjunct Mercury. Wonderful. The conscious mind and the subconscious mind work together. to bring greater intuition and awareness of your surroundings. We're receptive to other people's opinions and really kind of psychic as well because it's in Aquarius. And that is another thing we're going to be having more of, because Aquarius, we're more able to read other people's minds. And it definitely gives us that evolved capacity, which really we all have. So this month, I should say, you're able to tap into your innate spiritual abilities, like psychic awareness of your surroundings. Things that, as a spirit, you take for granted because you just know you have this ability. And you just suddenly become aware that you have this ability this month, and you can just use it a lot more. So that's another really wonderful thing we can expect for this new moon happening on the 4th. Lots of exciting energy. Lots of changes that Aquarius is going to bring. Okay, moving along to Tuesday, the 5th, we start early in the morning with the moon sextile Mars. Benefits come from being self-reliant. And with the sextile, you need to be consciously aware of what's going on around you, paying attention to your physical surroundings. And this will naturally lead you to success. We got more physical energy now, and we're able to express ourselves with more confidence. And then in the late afternoon, the moon sextile Uranus. So benefits come from engaging in stimulating mental activities, especially with people in your group or association, your social circle. Excellent time to spend with friends, activities where you can express the unique side of yourself. And it's not going to be in these signs again for a really long time because Uranus is just about to enter Taurus. So enjoy this moon in Aquarius sextile Uranus. And then we've got a short void, of course, until the moon enters Pisces. So we're more sensitive and passive the next couple of days. Imaginative, artistic, and reflective, although not forthright. Always considering some other aspect of the situation, possibly trying to find the spiritual reasons why. And we can be kind of self-sacrificing. More in tune with the subtle vibrations around us, and you may need sanctuary to get in tune with spirit. And then late on Tuesday evening, the always wonderful moon sextile Venus. Folks are generally passive and easygoing. Benefits come from one-to-one interactions. Generally, we're in the mood to relate. It's also a good time for relationships and really any social endeavors, as well as a good time for business. And then it looks like we've got no aspects on Wednesday the 6th, just the moon in Pisces all day. And then very early on Thursday morning, we've got the moon conjunct Neptune just after midnight. So Wednesday evening, we're going to be rather dreamy and sensitive. Impressions mean more than words, compassionate, forgiving, and very passive. It's a good time for meditation. You're still up that late because we feel really connected to everything. And I should mention that Thursday, the 7th, it's an important day in this month's moon cycle because both of the planetary aspects that we're getting today are a major part of the new moon energies. So keep that in mind. Thursday is going to be a big day. So we're still in the middle of the night here with the moon sextile Saturn, able to balance emotional needs with duty and responsibility. We're more sensitive, passive, and not reactive. Reactions really slow down quite a bit with this one, and we tend to act with a lot of maturity. It's a quiet time, once again, good for reflection and meditation. It's also a good time for business meetings. And then, still in the morning, we've got Moon square Jupiter. Expansive, brings an abundance of emotional energy and endless compassion in these signs, Sagittarius to Pisces. The mood is generally good. Folks are warm and generous, but poor financial judgment, and we tend to eat too much. We're easily deluded and desire to help others to the point of self-sacrifice, because the moon's in Pisces. The benefits come from overcoming the limits of your perception, and that's kind of what these wonderful Sag to Pisces squares help us do. Break down the barriers and move on to something greater. Very idealistic in our feelings at this time. And then in the early afternoon, we've got the moon sextile Pluto. So emotional benefits come from engaging in community activities, merging your efforts with others. You need to exchange energy at this time. As well, there's a desire to get ahead because Pluto makes us a bit ambitious. We desire to shore up loose ends. And because the moon's in Pisces, you may need to sacrifice your time for someone to help them to move on to better circumstances, improve their lives. You know, you have the energy now because you're passionate about life, with Pluto giving that energy, and desire to help others. We're also very sensitive, feel a strong connection to spirituality and our spiritual faith. We can sense the deep undercurrents in the environment, and altogether with this moon in Pisces sextile Pluto, we sense a profound connection to everyone, even Mother Earth. It's a very spiritual feeling, and that's why it's really good to be connected to others and working with others at this time. You just need to not get obsessed with anything. Just keep moving and don't stop. Very positive aspect if you use it to your advantage. And then we've got a void of course, which begins in the early afternoon on Thursday and will continue until early Friday morning. And during that time, we're going to be having two absolutely wonderful aspects, starting with the Sun sextile Jupiter. So that will be 18 degrees of Aquarius to 18 degrees of Sagittarius. So today we feel lucky, outgoing, magnanimous, and optimistic. There's lots of creative energy. The sextile brings harmony and intellectual curiosity. Today you feel like a great burden has been lifted off your shoulders, and suddenly you're more free than you have been in a long time. You sense opportunities where before you were simply not aware of the options that you had. Able to overcome limited thinking and see new solutions to old problems. Desire to run, stretch, and breathe deep. Just lots of physical energy today. Unlike many days when responsibilities weigh down on you, today you are able to liberate yourself from a stagnant situation. Like the spiritually aware and evolved being that you are, you just know what to do today, not hampered by doubts and insecurities. Aquarius says, I know, and today you really know. You just know what to do. In these signs, we get a release of inhibitions, increased intelligence. Everyone is smarter today, good at abstract thinking. So it's a good day to discuss important topics that require you to rise above your current mental state. Things that you could not understand on most days of your life will be within your grasp today. We're very idealistic. Both signs are idealistic, concerned with the big picture, the grand scheme of things. So instead of being hung up on the past, today we are forgiving, philosophical, above being concerned with petty details. You feel connected to cosmic forces, enlightened, more aware of what's going on around you, and the interconnectedness of everything. You see yourself as a spirit within a body, having a physical experience. Inspirational, filled with light, and ready to take your next step on your spiritual path. And the absolute best combination for yoga or any type of self-improvement. And that's a big theme this month, is self-improvement. You want to take a step towards achieving your personal goals, whatever that is for you. And that is totally dependent on you and your current situation. You want to be as open-minded as you can to all of the possibilities in your life. We should see more interest in astrology because Aquarius and astrology tend to be connected in that way, as well as other esoteric topics because we are more open to this type of information today. Actually, all this month we are, especially today. So we're more interested in the latest scientific discoveries and breakthroughs. And as you can imagine, not interested in work unless it allows you a lot of personal freedom. You want to seek independence, personal growth, self-improvement, self-direction to better circumstances, and join with others who share your philosophical views on life. And again, that's the sextile from Sagittarius to Aquarius. We find friendship and with Aquarius and philosophical agreement with Sagittarius. So a really important aspect as part of this month's new moon. As well, the next one, Mercury sextile Mars. This is in the late afternoon, so we'll be feeling it basically strongest starting at noon until midnight or so. And this one will be 25 degrees of Aquarius to 25 degrees of Aries. Lots of mental activity needs to be put to good use. Seek friends and associates. Find a group to be in and just enjoy the energy. Able to make progress on whatever goals you're currently pursuing. Mars gives us that energy and direction and courage. Mentally aggressive with good communication skills. Able to express your opinions. This one's good at public speaking. Able to express the efficacy of your ideas and gain support from others. So just think about it. We've got a lot of group awareness here, and Mars gives us that independence and individuality. So you can really convince others of the value of your ideas. A very sharp mind with great intellectual abilities. Mars gives us the confidence to use it with courage and conviction. So with this one, we should see lots of mercurial activity. So lots of short trips and communication, writings, messages, etc. The mind is just very active during this time, and we have powerful verbal and written exchanges in the spirit of enlightened discussion. So it's not like we're trying to argue. We just really want to bring light to our awareness here, our ideas, our thoughts. Benefits come from allowing your ideas to be tested in the light of greater awareness. After all, this is what brings learning. And we really need to do that this month. That Mercury in Aquarius is very curious. It's like a young child who wants to learn. And this Mars gives us that energy to do that. So just be willing to, have your ideas tested in the light of greater awareness, and you will definitely have a learning experience. Be willing to learn from others today. Aspect gives you the confidence to let go of limited beliefs and give you that new direction you're looking for. Excellent day to start a new project. But watch out for the long moon void of course. I know that this one will have us wanting to initiate things. Both of these aspects will, but we've got that long void of course to pay attention to until early Friday morning. So the emotional reflection from the moon void of course, coupled with the expansive energy of this aspect, enables us to totally release emotional expectations. Sometimes we want it so bad, our emotions get so wrapped up in it. The emotions are without direction during the void of course periods, especially these long ones. So it'll be kind of an interesting contrast to see how we handle this. So very evolved expression, I would say. Let's move along to Friday, the 8th. We start in the morning with the moon entering Aries, ending that long void of course period. So we're more energetic for the next couple of days, just in time for the weekend. We're quick to respond and desire to start new projects. More courageous, headstrong, and impulsive. You just got to be mindful of other people's rights. And then in the evening on Friday, the moon square Venus. This one makes it hard to feel satisfied because Venus is in Capricorn. Generally not a good time for social interactions, although it doesn't last too long. Moving along to Saturday, February the 9th. We start in the middle of the night with moon square Saturn. Emotions contract. We're slow to respond. Emotion Emotional satisfaction is hard to find. Do not expect much from others at this time. Benefits come from not taking others seriously now. If someone's down, don't let it affect your mood, as if your emotional security depends on theirs. We're more isolated, and it's harder to interact with others. Just stay in present time and eat a warm meal if necessary, because this very positive Mercury aspect happening in the afternoon is just wonderful. We've got Mercury in Aquarius sextiling Uranus. So that'll be 28 degrees of Aquarius to 29 degrees of Aquarius to 29 degrees of Aries. So today we are smarter than we have been in a long time. Mentally ambitious, curious, connected to cosmic forces, feel brilliant, clever, psychic, can read other people's minds, can understand abstract concepts. An exciting day once again today, just like Thursday, only now the moon is in Aries, and not void, of course, so we really feel like starting new projects with this one. I would say it's the best aspect ever to overcome rigid mental patterns, able to see new ways to solve old problems. Because Mercury in Aquarius, just thinking in new ways, and now we've got the sextile to Uranus, we're totally mentally liberated. Okay, all of the rigidity in our minds just kind of dissolves, and we're so curious and open, and it's just a wonderful experience. You may experience a sudden change of plans, but likely for the better. Today, people act differently, even in strange, weird, or quirky ways. Everyone is looking to express their unique qualities. And like the Mercury sextile Mars on Thursday, you're able to express your opinions with some aggression, but not for argument, rather looking for that enlightened exchange with others, all in the spirit of equality, which is very Aquarian, and this desire to obtain universal knowledge. Again, that's Aquarius, universal knowledge. We're able to learn new things, interested in innovative and esoteric topics, alternative viewpoints. It's an excellent aspect for teaching because you're able to see the intrinsic value in others and you want to help them learn new things. All of the sextiles to Aquarius like that carry that teaching quality. As well, you can have the most amazing conversations with others. Learn things that you never knew or would have guessed about someone you see on a regular basis. Now, this is kind of interesting because we're all feeling this, so we all have this unique side of ourselves that's coming out today. So suddenly you realize the person standing next to you is far more awake and aware, far more Aquarian, enlightened than you may have previously thought. And that can be kind of exciting because everyone is just smarter today, and this presents us with so many opportunities to see others in a different way. So the ambition we feel is very good. It leads us to better circumstances. And of course, with all of this Aquarian energy, time to make some new friends and associates. Okay, so that's going to be a really enlightening aspect for Saturday. Should produce some real fun and exciting activities that you can engage in. Also, as far as the moon aspects are going, we've got this wonderful moon trine Jupiter happening right in the middle of the evening. So emotions expand. We're stimulated, spontaneous, and open-minded. You don't feel much like working or following a rigid schedule. There's a lack of discipline. Our relationships fare much better now. Benefits come from helping others, very inspirational, optimistic, able to seize any available opportunity. It's also a very good time for business. Gives us a pleasant disposition. It's just a great aspect for all social occasions. Okay, moving along to Sunday, February the 10th. We start just after midnight and we've got the moon sextile sun. So this is always wonderful. The sextiles, inhibitions subside. It's a time of psychological well-being. Creative energy flows easily, and there's opportunities for material gain and coordinating with others. And basically, interactions with others are beneficial now. So it's a great time for social interactions. And then in the middle of the night, we've got the moon square Pluto. Moon makes us apprehensive and reserved, intense, impulsive, and social interactions are challenging. Brings obsessions with an issue, sudden urges, but it forces you to deal with your emotions honestly. Able to isolate yourself and analyze an issue and make internal corrections, and you want to avoid emotional entanglements. And what I find is we have lots of energy, a strong burst of energy with the moon square Pluto. So if you stay focused, you can accomplish a lot. And then on Sunday afternoon, Mercury leaves Aquarius and enters Pisces, where it will be for a very long time, much longer than usual, until April the 16th. So that's a couple of months, more than 2 months in Pisces. It's because Mercury is going to go retrograde at 29 degrees Pisces, go back down to 16 degrees. So all in all, 65 days. Wow, that's a long time. Mercury goes from being exalted in Aquarius to in its detriment in Pisces. Mercury rules conscious thought processes, thinking. And Pisces is concerned with the non-physical realm. So we're always seem to be thinking about some other aspect of the subject at hand. Looking for the spiritual reasons why. Hence, we pause and reflect and try to use our intuition to fill in the missing pieces. During this time, we learn by immersing ourselves in a topic. Just think Pisces, well, it's the water sign. So Mercury has to kind of jump into the ocean there. You get immersed in a topic, totally trying to absorb everything of value in it. As if we're trying to save it. But it can get to be too much, and hence it's hard to rise above it all and express your thoughts, which always seem to be just below the surface, unwilling to rise up until the waters are calm. We're very sensitive to the subtle influences around us. It's really time to avoid drugs and intoxicants, which can make the blur seem even worse. It's not thinking critically during this time. We're more idealistic and compassionate and express humanitarian values. We're more interested in music and poetry, seek pleasant surroundings, nature and beauty. Tendency to be forgiving too much, agree with someone just to find agreement. Sacrifice your thinking, or what I refer to as surrendering your thinking process to someone else. And this sacrificial quality of Pisces can make us do that. As well, Pisces acts like a chameleon, so we change our opinions to suit the environment. You just want to be careful of absorbing other people's ideas. Communication can be rather unclear during this time, so it's important to double check the facts just to be sure you get things straight, especially during this retrograde period. I'll talk more about that when it arrives. You'll need to put some energy into thinking clearly and make sure others get what you said. On the positive side, it's a really good time to explore your artistic abilities, writing poetry, painting, drawing, as well as music, composition of music, as well as drumming, because that tends to be a Pisces activity, is really good during this time. Also a good time to learn how to dance. Pisces rules the feet, and Mercury is the mind, so your mind and your feet are more connected. And it really helps to dance to clear away the melancholy and confusion of Pisces. And try to not make sense of everything you encounter now. Everything doesn't need to be rational. Mercury is the rational, conscious mind. And in Pisces, well, just realize that not everything needs to be rational. It's not a good time for making important decisions. We always seem to be missing something. Good to get advice of an expert who cares. And in Pisces, benefits come from making the world more beautiful. Do something like write poetry or music, or maybe even attend a drum circle, because drumming, that's a very Pisces activity, and Mercury rules the hands. So it's a good time for something like that. And then other moon aspects we're having on Sunday in the early afternoon, moon conjunct Mars. Burst of physical energy, good time for a workout. Need to expend some energy now. Although it's kind of hard to find balance because Mars is rather single-minded. We're demanding and impulsive. It's not a good time for social interactions. Harnessing the energy enables you to accomplish something you normally couldn't. Good time to start a project. And then the moon conjunct Uranus. So 2 strong moon conjunctions in the afternoon on Sunday. Uranus stimulates the mind and makes us restless, ambitious, and looking for change. Moods change without notice, a surprise. Not a time for any precise work. Avoid acting on impulse or jumping to conclusions. You're usually wrong. And then we've got a short void, of course, until the moon enters Taurus in the late afternoon. So we're more steadfast for the next couple of days. Not interested in change. We're more interested in continuing the projects we already started. So we're more easygoing, but also more cautious. More concerned with our possessions. The moon is exalted in Taurus. It really enjoys to be in Taurus because the fixed earth energy enables the moon to build long-lasting bonds and to relax and enjoy the simple pleasures in life. Find your comfort zone. And then in the evening, moon sextile Mercury. Emotions and intellect working together. Inhibitions subside and we're more curious and talkative. It's also a good time for business and really any communications. They seem to flow really well, especially now with the moon in Taurus. We're just really able to express our feelings. Wonderful aspect for Sunday evening. And then moving along to Monday the 11th, we start in the mid-morning with the moon trine Venus. Brings pleasant disposition, greater sensitivity, and in these signs brings opportunity for material gains. A good time for social interactions. And then I would say on Monday evening, the body needs rest. Get a good night's sleep. You've got the sensual energy of Taurus enables you to relax and find your comfort zone, and these 2 aspects will help us do that. Starting with the moon sextile Neptune, we're very sensitive and sensual. You feel a spiritual connection to the earth and your physical body. More intuitive and compassionate, reflective and passive. And it's just a really good aspect to relax. As well, the moon trine Saturn. We don't really feel like doing much. Usually benefits come from duty and responsibility. In this case, I would say responsibility to relax and take care of your body. So I would recommend rest and rejuvenation. It's really good for you in the long term, and that's Saturn too. So that's all for the aspects this week. I received an interesting comment last week from one of my subscribers who said, thanks for all your work. Actually, I'm not sure if it was a subscriber, just somebody who viewed the video. And they said, thanks for all your work. Hillary is in Puerto Rico working, ... the Clinton Foundation. I thought, did this come from someone at the Clinton Foundation? I'm not really sure. Maybe I'm reading into it so much. But, I have been talking about Hillary a lot lately, along with a lot of other people in this whole deep state war. And, there does seem to be a lot of activity down at Guantanamo right now, but she's obviously not there. And it does not appear that she's on trial or anything bad is happening to her at all right now, which is kind of disappointing from my perspective. As well, and, with Trump, despite him seemingly being in control of the situation and always seeming to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of his opponents, he just appointed this guy, Elliot Abrams. a special envoy to Venezuela. Now, this guy is a total deep state operative and a guy who, until recently, hated Trump. He was like a never Trumper. It seems Trump is going along with the deep state and engaging in serious interventionist policies in Venezuela. Thinking about these two things made me rethink my focus on politics in these reports. And in fact, it's kind of given me a crisis of values. Thinking what is of value here that I'm doing. Because what I'm trying to do with these weekly reports is provide support and encouragement for people on their spiritual path. That's really where my focus is, not giving energy to politicians. And really, if we're looking for solutions, well, most of us have better solutions than the politicians. So we shouldn't be looking to them to solve our problems or solve anything, really. So in keeping with this new moon in Aquarius, which has us doing things differently, seeking independence, and focusing on self-improvement, then I think it'd be a good idea to focus on just the astrology this month, no politics. As for my interpretation of the daily aspects, I feel more solid now than ever. I'm learning a lot, I'm sharing a lot, I'm attracting lots of readings, providing a platform for learning astrology. So this is going to be my focus moving forward. And once again, it's all about basically providing the support and encouragement for those who are on a genuine spiritual path, want something of genuine value, of a spiritual substance that makes sense and is useful. So let this report serve as a weekly meditation and reflection on the events of the coming week, helping to prepare you for the opportunities ahead. And as we observe the synchronicity between the aspects and events in our own lives, we get a deeper understanding of our universe. And that's the universe within you. Because after all, the planets and the stars are really within you. So that's all for Weekly Astrology Notes this week. Once again, thanks for viewing. Please subscribe and please hit the like button. I really appreciate that. And just to let you know, I am a practicing astrologer. And if you're interested in getting a reading from me, please contact me at mobilestar7@yahoo.com or through my weblog or my website, and I'll leave links in the description. Thank you very much for viewing Weekly Astrology Notes. Have a great week, many blessings, and be good to yourself.